Today, I am breaking down what is probably the most common diamond available in the marketplace, the SI diamond. Slightly included diamonds. If you're new to the channel, my name is Michael from Fire and Brilliance. We run a jewelry business. We run this channel that we've been providing jewelry information for many years. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna right into it for you. What is a slightly included diamond? So if you're asking, well, I'm new to the channel, I didn't watch your previous episodes, I have no clue what you're talking about. What I'm talking about is one of the 4 C's. You're purchasing a diamond, a moissanite, a lab-grown diamond. Typically, most gemstones, what you'll be really looking for is something called the 4 C's: the cut, the color, the clarity, and the carat weight. This will determine the quality, the beauty, the look, the overall expenses of your diamond. Okay, so when you're actually evaluating a diamond, all in all, or a gemstone all in all, is the 4 C's. Depending on what you decide will also ultimately depend on the price, the overall look, and feel of the gemstone. When we're referring to SI diamonds, we're actually very specifically looking for a very small segment of the clarity grade scale. And the clarity grade scale goes from flawless to internally flawless to VVS1, VVS2, which is probably something you've heard in hip hop and music and pop culture. Many people actually bring up flawless diamonds or VVS. So those are the names that you normally are used to hearing. Now, the difference between an SI diamond versus all of the other clarity grades that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks is that these inclusions are more noticeable and visible to the naked eye. You may ask, well, what do you mean by that? Well, the thing is that when you're referring to a VVS and the VS diamonds, those do have inclusions, but those are much harder to see. You will need a 10 times loop or a microscope, whereas a slightly included diamond or an SI diamond, you should be able to see the inclusion with your naked eye if you really stare at the diamond. Okay, it is more noticeable and it's more visible. Now, that said, I want to make sure I clarify that that does not mean it's a bad thing. Okay, SI diamonds are actually one of the most mass available diamonds available in all jewelry stores and the entire jewelry industry. So chances are, if you're to walk into your local jewelry shop, big box chains, any of the jewelry stores, you'll probably be able to find SI diamonds, because the majority of the diamonds that comes out of the earth that are mined are typically included. Because you know why? Diamonds are made in the earth's core, right? So over the years and over the time, it's very chaotic, right? So what's the chances of a diamond coming out in pure form, being so clear, right? When you look at an SI diamond, basically what it looks like is you see little black specks or brown spots or white clouds, they call it. These types of things that you see inside are trapped minerals, right? So when you do see that, these are inclusions or imperfections of the diamond. However, that said, there is a big population of the community, especially for gem enthusiasts, that love included diamonds, because like your fingerprint, that's unique to yourself, right? The chances of one diamond having the same exact inclusions as the next, regardless if it's a lab grown or a natural, is very unlikely, because it has to be formed the same exact way and that inclusion has to be stuck in there the same exact way. What's the chance of that ever happening? It's not very likely. It's just mathematically almost impossible. I'm not saying that's not possible, I'm just saying it's almost impossible. So that said, people love slightly included diamonds because it is a very unique look for that specific diamond, because it is a fingerprint for that diamond. And that's what the jewelry industry usually like to use, the word fingerprint of the diamond, to clarify that specific clarity grade. All right, so those are SI clarity grade diamonds, and there's a few nuggets that I want to make sure I provide to you. It's important to pay attention to the specific inclusions in the diamond. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so SI diamonds, even though it's an SI clarity grade, there are also different grades within the grade. So there's an SI1, SI2, and SI3. And all that basically means is SI1 has the best of the clarity grade, or best of the grade in the SI category, whereas SI3 is the one that's more included. All it basically means is the inclusion more noticeable or less noticeable? If it's more noticeable, then chances are it's in the lower spectrum of the SI. If it's less noticeable, then it's in the higher spectrum of the SI. Meaning, so let's just say, again, all SI diamonds will have visible inclusions to the naked eye. But the SI1 might have an inclusion that is maybe a little lighter. Or the inclusions may be more surrounded on the perimeters of the gemstone. Whereas the SI2 or SI3 may have darker inclusions or might have a browner, blacker inclusion that's smack right in the center of the gemstone, or maybe even a few of them smack right in the center of the gemstone. And that's what makes it an SI2 or 3. Whereas an SI1, here's a pro tip, okay, from a person that runs a jewelry business. If you are in the market, and let's just say you don't care for an SI clarity grade, but then you're doing it for budget reasons, and you find an SI clarity grade diamonds where the inclusions on the perimeters of the gemstone, then what a pro jeweler will do sometimes is, if you are to set it on jewelry, they will use the prongs of that piece of jewelry, regardless if it's a ring, pendant, or what have you, and they will cover that inclusion on the corner with the prongs to basically hide it. So again, if you are not all about that life and you care more about the actual inclusions because you love the uniqueness of the fingerprint of that SI diamond, then forget what I just said. But if you are doing it just for budgetary reasons because you are willing to go to an SI clarity grade so that you could up your color grade or up the carat weight from a half a carat to a 1 carat, or to up the cut grade from a good grade to a very good cut, for example. And so the SI, you're basically just saying, hey, SI is nice enough, but I want to hide that inclusion. Then you may want to look for an SI diamond with inclusions on the perimeters so that you can put that prong on top of it and hide it from sight. Make sure that you share this channel. If you like what you're learning and if you like what you hear, then maybe someone else might actually like what they hear as well. And maybe it might be beneficial for them, especially if they're in the marketplace, to find an anniversary gift, a birthday gift, a Mother's Day gift, or even a proposal. Make sure you check out our previous videos. I went over so many different clarity grades. Last week, I went over the VS clarity grade, VS1 and VS2. Definitely check that out. Tap that there. And if you like what you see here, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.